Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. On tonight's Versus, we have Kunhai Whiskey, Sky Taiwanese Whiskey, coming in at a 40% ABV, versus Kunhai Whiskey, Sun Taiwanese Whiskey, coming in at a 40% ABV. Now, for full disclosure, Kunhai Whiskey sent these bottles over for us to take a look at and to review, so just keeping that transparency open. Now, when it comes to Kunhai Whiskey, they are a newer Taiwanese whiskey brand showing up here in the United States and on some online retailers. And they have 3 different bottles in their lineup, all pulling from their Taiwanese heritage and different parts that make Taiwan, Taiwan. And I wanted to do A-B comparisons on these in case you happen to see these on the shelf or really wanting to know the differences between them. So it's less of a winner in a situation here, but more of a A-B comparison. So on the Sky side, this is made to represent the crisp air and the backdrop to Taiwan itself, the beautiful landscapes, where Sun is actually created to show the balance of old and new culture, the light and dark sides, and overall just how their past and present can commingle together in today's market. So let's just go and jump into things. We're going to talk about color, notes, taste, wrap it up in the market price section, and kind of just give you a rundown on things. Let's go. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in individual reviews over the Kunhai Whiskey lineup, links to those videos will be up above and down below. You can also check out the link to their website down below as well, so you can look for yourself a bottle. They are open on an online shop as well, so you can actually order these. But for the most part, these are fairly inexpensive bottles that you can pick up online retailers again, or even in some stores. I know out like in California and areas like that, you're already finding them in Total Wine, which is crazy good. Color-wise, very similar. If anything, the Sun is maybe a shade darker, but it's pretty darn close. Alrighty, let's start off on notes for Sky. For me, Sky is very floral. It's beautifully light. You get like a floral shop going on. A little bit of a earthy pepperiness. Some nice sweeter notes in there as well, like orchard sweetness. Beautifully soft. But for me, the Sky is very crisp. Almost like a pear or a white peach. Like it is so crisp. And just lightly peated, so you get just a little bit of a smoky pepperiness going on in there. You get a little bit of the barrel, so you get a little bit of the oak going on. But it's more like less oaky and more like cedar or sandalwood softness. For me, it's always surprising, being at 40%, they are pulling across some amazing notes for their proof point. Very complex. Overall, just a lot of great sweetness. The bit of floral going on in here, and it's just a great introduction to calling something Sky because it does give you that reminiscence of a beautifully crisp morning. Let's go over here to Sun. Now, Sun is a little darker, it's a little deeper, it's a little more rich. You get a deeper oakiness going on in here, so less of the sandalwood and cedar notes I was getting here, but overall a deeper oakier note. You still get that bit of sweetness in there as well, so you get almost like a not quite pear, but more apple sweetness for me. It's got a light tinge of that peatiness in there. This one, to me, actually has a little more peatiness to it. But here, it's very light, little pepperiness. But the big difference is for me, this has more floral and that white peach, where this goes a little darker, a little richer, a little heavier. You get that nice oakiness. That light bit of peat in there really goes a long way, in my opinion. So it's not like peaty, like a Scotch necessarily, just a light little tinge of it in there. But to be honest, both of them do a great job with how their naming schemes were created and how they were blended. The idea behind those being that this is supposed to be a lighter, more scenic, in a sense, sip, where here you're getting a lot more that contrasting, because you're getting those dark oakiness, but you're also getting that bit of fruitiness to kind of lighten things up. A little bit of peatiness in there, and overall, just a great nose on this one as well. All right, let's start for taste on Sky. The taste mimics the nose pretty closely. The floral going on here, it's like walking into a floral shop. White lilies going on, very just fresh and inviting. For me, the big thing here is it's also bringing across that juiciness from that orchard notes that we're picking up, that pear and the white peach. It's almost like biting into a juicy piece of fruit, and you just get all those gorgeous juices going on with it. That little bit of peatiness goes a long way. It just brings you kind of pulling back just a little bit from all the sweet characteristics and floral, bringing it across that pepperiness with that little bit of smokiness going on in there. But it's not overpowering any of the other notes going on. So the blending job on this one is phenomenally done, just because they're able to get just enough of it in there that it's not overtaking any of the sweet, rich, and vibrant notes going on. Let's go over here to the Sun. Sun is definitely oakier, a little more rich. And for me personally, you get a lot of that cedar note on this one. Where we're finding that on the nose over here, this has more of it on the taste. And for me, cedar comes across as a softer, oakier note. Overall, this one is oakier and darker, especially on the taste. You're getting a lot of that rich kind of vanillas and caramels and that bit of oakiness, but you're also getting a bit of that spicy cinnamon and a bit of sandalwood right on the taste as well. The fruit sweetnesses are coming through just a little bit to help break that up so it's not overly heavy, which is nice, but it's almost like a red apple kind of sweetness to it. Still very palatable, beautifully easy to sip. And I gotta be honest, for me personally, this one has just a little bit more richer qualities to it. This mimics what their name is going for: sky, light, vibrant. Sun, you're getting a little bit more of those contrasting notes going on here. So you're getting a little bit of sweet, you're getting that bit of earthy, you're getting that bit of smoky, you're getting a bit of floral, and that little bit of the cedar notes going on in there as well. And that contrasting notes going on in there is beautifully done. And as soon as you go back to Sky, you're getting all those beautiful floral notes. And I think that, for me, really does this one a justice. They are very different whiskeys. There are some similarity points going on in here, but for me, this one has a lot more floral to it, where this one has a little bit darker, richer notes going on for it. So let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So both of these bottles can be purchased right in that mid $40 price range, usually sub $50 in what I can see online. And to be honest, I don't think you can go wrong with either sip. This one, if you're kind of more, I'm going to say more seasoned to whiskey, you're going to find this one being a little bit oakier. There's dark notes going on, and probably a little more up your wheelhouse if you've done some more exploring into whiskeys. Where if you're newer to whiskey in general, Sky is going to take care of you. It's going to be a lot more floral, a lot of sweetness, and it's a little bit just light on the palate. And I think that's the big point of Sky, is how they're able to get that balance of being floral, sweet, and yet still give it a little bit of peatiness in there to kind of ease your way into the Scotch realm or other heavily peated items. Where here, you're getting that beautiful contrasting sweet and spicy, the bold and soft notes going on. A little more complex, personally, I feel like, on the Sun, but either way, at the end of the day, I don't think you can go wrong with either sip. Both are fantastic. I would definitely recommend picking them both up, especially in that price point for today's market. I don't think you can go wrong with either sip. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Kunhai whiskey, check out the links down in the description area below. Go show them some love. And there you have it, folks. Kunhai whiskey, Sky Taiwanese whiskey versus Kunhai whiskey, Sun Taiwanese whiskey. If you have questions about either bottle, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should put up against each other, also let me know down below. I love doing these A/B comparisons, helps me learn, and also maybe helps you pick out where to spend your money at. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might